Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Mumbai Storyteller Society's March event, Confluence. Mumbai Storyteller Society is not-for-profit organization with a mission to spread the oral tradition of storytelling in the community. The month of March is a month of celebrations. So many international days are celebrated in this month. We at Mumbai Storyteller Society wanted to celebrate at least 4 of these, mainly International Women's Day, World Storytelling Day, World Poetry Day, and World Puppetry Day. Well, International Women's Day is very special to us as our team is an all-women's team and we love to celebrate women. Poetry and puppets are closely related to storytelling as they are tools in storytelling. And of course, World Storytelling Day, as that's what we love to do the most. Not only that, Mumbai Storytellers Society launched itself 3 years back on World Storytelling Day. So it's a very, very special day for us. Today, to celebrate this special event, we have invited a couple of guests to share their stories with us, in addition to 2 of our very own members telling the story. The stories today will connect to the themes #Lost and Found to celebrate World Storytelling Day and Break the Bias, the theme for International Women's Day. Some of the stories will use poetry and puppets to enhance the storytelling and enhance the storytelling experience and to commemorate the World Poetry Day and World Puppetry Day. I, Hema Subramanian, one of the founders of Mumbai Storytelling Society, would like to invite first and foremost our first guest teller, Mr. Ramendra Kumar, to share his story with us. Mr. Ramendra Kumar is a writer by passion and a storyteller by obsession, a dancer by inspiration, and now a cancer warrior by determination. His family thinks he's insane. He calls himself Ramin. Welcome, Ramendra Kumar, and we would love to hear the story that you would like to share with us.
So before I begin, 2 things. I'm also a perfect husband by aspiration.
That's wonderful.
Today is exactly 34 years when my aspiration started. So it's mine and Madhvi's 34th marriage anniversary. She's 54, I'm 34. Otherwise,
wow.
So it's really a month of celebration for us, the month of March. So now going back to my story, let me begin with a slight flashback. Madhvi and I were working as general managers in Rourkela Steel Plant, Steel Authority of India Limited, when we decided to take VR and move to Bangalore, where our kids, Ankita and Aniket, were working. So for me, we shifted on 28th Jan, to be precise, 2021. And the next 10 months were a blast. A couple of books of mine were released, and I appeared on Usha's show, which is the main thing actually. And also Zoom sessions and storytelling workshops and whatnot. For my wife, who's as beautiful as, almost as beautiful as her voice is, it was a great time to go back to her Hindustani vocal music. Then exactly 10 months later, on 28th November 2021, the verdict slammed into me, terse and terrible. I was diagnosed with colon cancer. Colon cancer by itself is not such a big deal, I guess, but it was second stage, and my entire colon was filled with as many polyps as there are criminals in UP politics. Just imagine. So I had to be decolonized. My entire colon had to be removed. This meant loads and loads of radiation, chemo, then a mother of all surgeries, a party of all surgeries, and also the fact that I would have to carry a stoma bag with me for 3 weeks 4 weeks to collect the stool. I am right now having a stoma bag. So when this verdict slammed into me, I went berserk in the hospital canteen. I said, why me, poor me, how come me? I don't drink, I don't smoke, I'm not obese, I exercise regularly, I obey my wife in all things, and also I don't eat red meat. Then why the hell should this, attack me, this scourge? And I raved and ranted for 20 odd minutes, and I then saw my family looking at me. It was as if they were seeing my own death in my own eyes. They looked completely crumpled. It was then that I decided that there had to be a paradigm shift. I couldn't do this to them because they did not deserve this. After all, their only fault was that they loved me to distraction. So I decided that I'm going to change my tactics. And to share with you, I've had a tough life so far. Apart from being married to a beautiful woman, which itself is very, very tough, I am a child of a broken home. My parents got divorced when I was 15. At the age of 16, I tried committing suicide. My father saved me. I suffer from brittle diabetes. Now, brittle diabetes is a condition where you move from one extreme of low, hypo, to the other extreme of high. 46 in the morning at 4 o'clock to 512 units, insulin levels at 12:30 or 1 o'clock. So I've been on an insulin pump for the last 8 years. So I have only two permanent attachments, my wife and the insulin pump, right? So then I have managed all this. In 2016, there was another very funny kind of happening, there was a polyps in my vocal cord, which was pressing this thing, in a vein in the vocal cord, which was pressing the vocal cords, and I was slowly losing my voice. And one day I suddenly entered the room and I found Madhvi singing, Aaj main upar, Asman niche, because what she couldn't achieve in 27 years, this condition was managing to achieve by making me almost soundless. But seriously speaking, it's a very, very complicated situation it was. They took me to Apollo Hyderabad from Rourkela, flew me down, and the surgery was performed. Finally, I got my vocal cords back, and Madhvi also, like one sometimes this is a sore thumb, she started feeling quite happy. So I was thinking that if I have managed all this with my single mantra of battling, managing, fighting every tumor with humor, why can't I do it now? So as a storyteller, as a writer, as an inspirational speaker, I decided to change the narrative. My daughter Ankita and I, we put up a dance video. I think some of you would have seen it. It clocked 225K. And I came up with a lot of fun messages on different groups. I participated in interaction sessions, online, offline, and all whatever I could. And then after the radiation, first round of radiation, the video. After the first round of chemo, I interviewed Sam Pitroda. And last week, my surgery was performed on Thursday, last Thursday, and today, last Friday, and I'm back here. Of course, one reason why I'm back here is because of all you lovely guys, and you were the motivator that I had to look forward to something other than a stoma bag and a colon-free existence. So then this surgery was terrible. I mean, it was like if radiation and chemo were like a lover's stiff, this was Auschwitz, straight and right. So 8 hours of surgery, and I was taken to the ICU. When I opened my eyes, I found Madhvi's lips centimeters away from mine. But this gesture was not amorous at all. In fact, she was poking me in funny places and making weird kind of noises. She wanted to check whether the moron had followed the colon to extinction. And when she was satisfied that her moron is very much there, and then I was in the ICU. Can you imagine being in the ICU for 24 hours with those glares of a C-grade movie and people whispering and shouting and clanging and whatnot and all that, with 2 tubes, one in the mouth and one in the nose, and a nebulizer. It can be hell, I'm telling you. It can be really hell. And after that, I still have back pain. I'm just sitting up, propped up with a hot water bottle and your love to keep me up. And this will continue for some time. For at least 4 to 5 weeks, I'll be having that stoma bag. Then they'll again stitch up my innards and find out whether it's okay or not, or should I have a permanent bag. But anyway, now for me, all this is extremely, extremely debilitating. But there are reasons which I'm still moving on. The most important reason is my family, as Usha was mentioning. So what I have to share with you is over the last 4 months, I have reached out to online and offline, especially online friends, followers, and what should I say, supporters and fans. Three fans basically, my family. The rest are some kind of friends and all that, lovely friends and all. So the response from these people has been humongous. The Indian Cancer Society has made me their ambassador. They invited me to a session in Indian Institute of Science where scientists, I'm scared of scientists. My wife is again a science student, and the research scholars, they gave me literally a standing ovation, and they said that Ramendra's session was like the Kohinoor of among all speakers and all. My radiation oncologist shared my video in different doctors groups, and they started saying that this is the way a person should, battle cancer. A cancer specialist in Chennai said, we need more people like Ramendra Kumar, because everybody thinks that cancer is a sentence. But he's trying to prove that cancer is just a word, not a sentence. The regional director of Indian Institute of Mass Communication has been writing columns on my fight. Messages on WhatsApp, then Facebook, Insta. They are calling me icon, messiah, inspiration. One fellow even called me Ramen Sher Khan. So then I said, अरे मियाँ तू मेरे को रमेन शेर खान बोल रहे हैं, मैं घर में भीगी बिल्ली जैसे रहता हूँ, भीगी देखते ही कांपना शुरू करता हूँ. So all these things came flooding. A friend of mine carried a home, conducted a home in Dehradun, and then followed up with a fast on the day of my surgery. He's around my age only. Then I've had duas in masjids from Lahore to Lucknow, temples, prayers in temples, in gurudwaras, Vedic chants, hymns, all across. Now you tell me, with this kind of support, humongous support, can anybody fail, even a bhigi billi like me? But there's been other, what should I say, the other side to it. Everything has a pros and cons and all that. Everything has the other side, the flip side as well. A doctor friend advised me, you have been sharing with the world all sorts of things, that you are this, you are that, you are doing this, you are doing that and all. But now you have to become antarmukhi. You have to look inwards. I wanted to tell him, boss, for the last 4 months, half of Bangalore seems to be looking at my rectum. My rectum has got more eyeballs than Kacha Badam dance. How much more inward intrusions should I have? Then, but the cake, the crumb, the cake and the bakery was taken by my jijaji, my own brother-in-law. He's a very serious sort of person who laughs once a month when he gets his pay packet. So he rang up Madhavi and said, Madhavi, ye Ramin kya pagal ho gaya? Has he gone mad about? Does he not realize what he's doing? Huh? He's playing with life. He's playing with death. He's toying with death. If this kind of thing happens, he will die in bits and pieces. Now, my brother-in-law is a great follower of Isaac Newton. He believes in maintaining gravity. In fact, had he been there at the time of Isaac, he would have, discovered or invented gravity with or without the aid of the apple. So I have always had these kind of so-called wise men who've been trying to pull me down, that this is not going to last and all that. But I've just not cared for them. I told Madhi, no bloody colon or the lack of it is going to put a period or even a comma to my humor and creativity. And anyways, Usha, Hema, and the rest. This is the age of the comedian. You have Comrade Zelensky, you have Bhagwat Man, and you have Ramendra Kumar. So there's no way I'm going to lose it. So what are the coping mechanisms? One is humor, like I mentioned. Then also you have to build bonds. In this rodent race called life, we don't have time to create bonds or forge friendships, strong relationships with the friends or relatives and all that. So I have invented a small concept called ATM. You know, you heard of anytime memory, anytime automatic teller machine or whatever. I have invented this called anytime memory. You can create memory 24/7. All you need are 2 4-letter words, love and time. And how do you create memories? By doing silly things, by doing profound things, by doing sublime things, by doing ridiculous things with your kids, with your parents, with your siblings, with everybody. And when you are down and out, you can encash this memory card. This memory card will keep rising higher and higher in value. And it is not subject to the vagaries of the share market. It doesn't get torn, it doesn't get lost. It only grows in wealth and value. It is priceless. Your most important goal should be to create an ecosystem of positivity. Positivity will not cure cancer. It might not even enhance. I might not live to up 204 years, but every moment, every hour, every day of my life will be more quality oriented. And once you start creating an ecosystem of positivity, believe me, the entire universe will get together, will conspire you to offer you solace, succor, and strength. Now, with your permission, let me do my take on Amitabh Bachchan's Main Aur Meri Tanhai in that famous film, Silsila, infamous for the wrong reasons and famous for the right reasons. Should I? I need more enthusiasm. Okay. So let me share with you my conversation with my cancer. मैं और मेरा कैंसर टाइटल मैं और मेरा कैंसर अक्सर ये बातें करते हैं तुम ना होते तो ऐसा होता तुम ना होते तो वैसा होता मैं और मेरा कैंसर अक्सर बातें करते हैं तुम ना होते तो ऐसा होता तुम ना होते तो वैसा होता न रेडिएशन का यूं तोड़ना न कीमो का निचोड़ना न सर्जरी की दहशत न अपनों की बढ़ती हैरानी हर ओर एक काली स्याही एक अजब सी परेशानी न रेडिएशन का यूं तोड़ना न कीमो का निचोड़ना न सर्जरी की ये दहशत न अपनों की बढ़ती हैरानी हर ओर एक काली स्याही एक अजब सी परेशानी मैं और मेरा कैंसर अक्सर ये बातें करते हैं तुम न होते तो ऐसा होता तुम न होते तो वैसा होता पर कैंसर तुम न होते तो मैं हंसता नहीं इतना हर पल को गले लगाकर मैं जीता नहीं इतना पर कैंसर तुम न होते तो मैं हंसता नहीं इतना हर पल को गले लगाकर मैं जीता नहीं इतना रिश्तों की भी शायद सही पहचान नहीं होती मेरे दिल में सदा खिलती ये मुस्कान नहीं होती रिश्तों की भी शायद सही पहचान नहीं होती मेरे दिल में सदा खिलती ये मुस्कान नहीं होती यूं हालातों से लड़ने की हिम्मत नहीं होती यूं हालातों से लड़ने की हिम्मत नहीं होती अपनों को हिम्मत देने की ये ताकत नहीं होती अपनों को हिम्मत देने की ये ताकत नहीं होती कैंसर तुमने मुझको खुद से मिला दिया कैंसर तुमने मुझको खुद से मिला दिया विष में घोलकर ही सही कुछ अमृत पिला दिया तुम न होते तो अब इतना मस्त न रहता कल की फिक्र में आज को मसल देता तुम न होते तो अब इतना मस्त नहीं रहता कल की फिक्र में आज को मसल देता मैं यूं ही पड़ा रहता जिंदगी भी पड़ी रहती मैं यूं ही पड़ा रहता जिंदगी भी पड़ी रहती जिंदगी लंबी तो होती पर बड़ी नहीं रहती मैं यूं ही पड़ा रहता जिंदगी भी पड़ी रहती जिंदगी लंबी तो होती पर बड़ी नहीं रहती पर बड़ी नहीं रहती नमस्कार थैंक यू
Wow. No words. What amazing sharing, Minder. It was just, it's like giving me goosebumps. Amazing. Thank you so much for sharing your experience. And in a day where, people do not like to talk about their problems and troubles, do not want to share what they're going through. So, and, they try to hide and they try to, get it, sorted within themselves. It is so amazing of you to come and share all your experiences so candidly and with such humor laced, with humor. And I think I really don't have words to express what I'm feeling right now. So beautiful. Thank you so much, Mr. Thank you very much. Yeah. So I think it was a beautiful story, and it is something about breaking the bias of not sharing or not talking about the deadly word cancer. Like he said, it is just a word and it's not a sentence. So that is something that all of us should remember, and maybe share all our experiences, what we experience in life, good, bad, ugly. I think, and that always provides, like he said, apnon ko himmat dene ki takat, deti hai. So that is something like, if you share, it gives a lot of strength to a lot of people around you, also to help you tide to the difficulties. Thank you very much, Ravindra, for sharing this lovely experience. Or no, it's not a lovely experience, but it is your experience and how you have gone through it with such positivity and humor. Thank you very much.
I only like to add that I've always believed in sharing the truth. Every time my wife hits me on the head, if anybody asks me what happened, I tell her my wife hit me on the head. I don't know. And second thing is, truth is always beautiful.
Yes, it is. It is. And
most beautiful.
That reminds me, I think we need to wish you a very, very happy anniversary today.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, it's your wedding
I'll kiss
anniversary.
Madhvi, I'll kiss and hug Madhvi on all your behalf.
Please do. And I think she needs an extra hug for really being there and so supportive for you. Yes. No.